I love that we can hear it. It's so great.
It sounded like a car driving by.
I love that. I love it. Hello, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your reality thirst. I am your girl Lana, your resident evil diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink that tea because you know I loves me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. Today I am just drinking water because hydration is important. And it was cold in my refrigerator, so I got one. But if I was drinking something else, I'd probably be drinking out of my cup mug. Cup mug. Do. And you could get your own cup merch, a cup mug, or any other of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally and domestically. So there are no excuses. And I'm looking at you, Brazil. And I'm looking at Eve the Bunny too. But I'm looking at you mostly Brazil. Mostly Brazil. Because we all know. Eve go get one when she get one. But I'm looking at you, Brazil, because you can get you one too. Thank you.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I have my Aquaria shirt. Not Aquarella. I'm sorry. I need an Aquarella shirt after that. But I am drinking water, but also I'm drinking more water. I don't know why I didn't finish one bottle before I started a second one, but that's how I'm rolling.
Yes. David said I'm going to clear out my kidneys, honey. Flush the system.
Hey, what does she say? If
what
you
does she
clear,
say?
Cheer.
Oh, if you pee clear, cheer.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need a lot of aqua.
Is that what she said? Okay.
Yeah, she said that on Drag Race. She said if you pee clear, cheer.
She is the number one spokesperson for Tazo and urinary tract infection medication, honey. She's trying to make sure you out here and yo urine is clear.
And she's very reliable, isn't she, Eve? She shows up to the gigs that she gets booked for.
She does. She shows up all the time, and she does not lie about having a sinus infection at all.
And then go out and party in St. Louis instead of coming to our town and our bar, Eve.
Didn't do that. And then we ended up getting the Mary Kate to her Ashley instead.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but we're talking about the here and now. We're talking about me, y'all. What's up? It's Eve the Bunny, Chicago drag artiste and queen of Ivy Park. I am wearing something from the Park Trail drop. I've worn this jacket before. It's honestly one of my favorite jackets. I just kind of throw this baby on. It's so comfortable. And I actually wore this hat with the last reaction that I filmed with us, with the pod. And it was for our Drag Race Germany reaction, which we already have up now. So if you have not seen it, go check that out. But the hat is reversible. So I wore the camo side yesterday. And now I'm wearing the orange inner layer. So we like a little pop of color with our camo. That way they can't say they can't see me. You can always see me coming. That's what is that? What did New York say? I'm not a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm a wolf. You can see me coming.
Period.
And I'm drinking Arizona iced tea with peach flavor, which is honestly become one of my little faves as of right now. And it's one that doesn't get bought a lot in the convenience store underneath my apartment, so they have a lot of them in stock. So I don't have to worry about them getting sold out like he does my black and white teas all the time. So yeah,
I love peach tea.
Period. I love a good peach tea as well. I'm a fan. But we are here to talk about Drag Race Brazil, episode 9. We are at the top 6 because Naza has gone.
And now we're at 5.
Then we're at 5. And Naza's gone. And I was like, eh. I was sad about that. Honestly, I was very sad. Because I really like Naza. But I was just like, I don't know. I ain't like how they was acting like Naza could just go, like, bye girl, bye. I was kind of like, y'all been with her for all this time. Y'all ain't developed a kind of bond or relationship. Or I'm sad to see you go. It was kind of like, and Miranda. Oh,
Because they were haters.
hate. Oh, it was something.
They were haters, girl. They were hating hard. And I'm like, why are y'all really treating this girl like she just can't compare to y'all or anything? I'm like, no, she's a legitimate threat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's not even like they don't have issues with their personality. It's always about what she brings to the show. And I'm like, so you're mean to people that you think aren't as good at drag as you? Like, that just seems weird, honestly.
It's a thin line with drag entertainers when it comes to that cuntiness of, oh, I'm gonna play around with you and tell a joke and be a little bit shady, but also at the end of the day, if you need help, I'm gonna help you out. If you do this, da da da, and you can sometimes tell where that stems from. Right, me, I know what I'm talking about. And so sometimes you can tell where that stems from when those entertainers interact with one group of people or one person as opposed to another.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that some of the jabs are a little bit deeper. You can tell that, like, they don't seem to laugh as much behind when they make comments with them as opposed to other. It's just like little cues that makes it come off as like, is there something else happening? Or is like, or like you said, David, like, is that the way that you act towards people? Because it's just giving off a bad, it's rubbing me a wrong way. Mm-hmm. At first I thought it was kind of cute, and now I'm kind of like, oh wait, are y'all mean girls? Because you're kind of acting like mean girls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But my favorite part of this whole thing, honestly, there was not a lot of favorite parts to it because they're being kind of mean. But we see Organzza and Hellena kind of starting to shade Naza, and then Shannon's like, she walks back to the doorway and she's like, "Okay, come on out, Naza."
Gotcha.
I'll just start
like
laughing.
Jerry Springer. Oh, y'all forgot. Oh, y'all thought she left. No, actually, she's behind the back curtain. Come on out,
right. Come on here, girl. We right here. And like, oh, you was talking all that mess. Like, yeah, that was funny.
She comes out from the back. Yeah, I heard what you was saying. Oh,
yeah. I know who you think you're talking to. Yeah. that would have been hilarious if it was true.
They've done something similar to that a couple of times on the U.S. seasons, though, where a girl will come into the workroom first or something, and then won't let the other girls know, so she'll hide. And so all the other girls will come in, and they'll all be like talking crap about each other or whatever, this, that, and that, and then she pops up out of nowhere. But usually they end up doing it like an all-star season.
Well, that'd be cute.
Yeah, so like the girls all come in and they'll be like, well, who did you think was supposed to be here? And they're like, well, I'm glad blah, 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 blah isn't here. And she's actually like behind the counter or something like that. Yeah.
Like, oh, but she is here. Oh, but she is here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They've done it a couple of times. It's cute when it works out well.
Right. It ain't cute if nobody say their name. Nobody cares if they there or not there.
They've done it before, though, where they were like, do we care about blah, blah, blah leaving? No. And then person's like back behind, they're like, I'm like, sorry,
boops. I think that's funny. Look, they should do more often. I hope they do something like that since I'm starting to watch now. Because
you're like more psychological warfare.
Right, I'm here for the pettiness of it all. If it's fun petty, but not stupid petty. Because
Lana,
I know.
That's why we need to get you to rewatch the early seasons, because the early seasons were juicy.
And the Untucks.
They were so good.
That's where we get a lot of those surprises, like when they had the gold room and the whatever room. and somebody would be talking about somebody in the gold room, and then that person would be coming into it.
They used to do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, forget her because her runway was trash and she smells like feet and blah 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 whatever. 2 seconds later, that girl walks in, and they're all sitting there like, and that was when the whole cut scene, because even Dragula kind of like played with it a lot, but the whole cut scene thing of like all the girls drinking their drink, and it all like them just like drinking like at the end of their drinks, and it's just like going like between each person, they're just like,
right.
Like Willem's whole thing in season 4 in itself, that whole Fifi thing where Fifi Flavor told her that she was not talented and she didn't deserve to be there. Girl, that was everything. I was like, she was like, this is for talented people. You don't deserve to be here. And I was like, no, you didn't tell this girl to her face.
So can you all tell that nobody really wants to talk about Brazil because we spent all the time not talking about Brazil, but we will get back on track. We'll get back on track because the episode happens and they do their thing, and they come in the workroom after they drag themselves and their because it was. For me, I didn't like how Miranda was talking about Naza. I didn't like how, and indeed it carried on into the next day. And I was like, seriously, girl. Like her whole thing at the beginning of that workroom scene the next day was all about how bad Naza was. And I was like, she wasn't that bad. I don't understand why you being a hater. But okay, whatever. So Greg comes out. And
well, first she has a video.
The video thing, whatever.
In the video, she references Thelma and Louise.
Oh, and Hellena. Who's Thelma and Louise?
It wasn't just Hellena. It was Shannon also didn't know.
Yeah, I was like, they're like, Miranda and Betina, like, these young people don't know nothing.
See, I was hoping Logan would be here so I could be like, Logan, you know what Thelma and Louise is, right?
You know, he'll be like, yes, David, I know who Thelma and Louise is.
Especially because they did parrot.
David.
That's like the best impression I've ever heard.
It is. It was good. Yeah, especially because they did Thelma and Louise parodies and All Stars too. So
of course you know him. He's like, of course I know who Thelma and Louise is. David. David.
They would say Thelma Louise. I would have been like, wait, we got to drive off a cliff. Hold on.
I'm like, I'm not driving off a cliff for nobody. Sorry.
Right. I was like, wait, what? Be specific.
Right. Tell me what you mean.
Are we going to drive off a cliff? Because those are two totally different things.
Right. Because I like you, but I'm not.
What if I'm not?
I'm about to say, I like you, but I ain't driving off a cliff for nobody. Sorry. But so Greg comes out and they're doing the mini challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mini challenge where they have to find their spirit animals and the animal selves and pick a animal from these pictures or whatever. And they all get to pick one and find out who they are. And then they are told they have 10 minutes to do their makeup like the animal without a mirror. And they're like, are you?
And 10 seconds to study the picture.
Right, 10 seconds to study the picture. 10 minutes to do it and no mirror. So they're like, are you kidding me? Do you hate us or something?
Can I say that I'm getting a little bit bored? With I feel like Logan, like even said himself, like, I actually like the challenges that are like this, and I'm like, okay, they're actually kind of boring me now because I feel like they're like,
he's doing them.
We don't know what to do for a mini challenge. Let's make them do their makeup in 5 minutes, and I'm like,
yep.
We didn't have this many like makeup based challenges because what will happen is the challenge would happen, and you would have to get in quick drag. But it wasn't one of those things where it seemed like the whole challenge was mostly based around you getting in quick drag.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Rue most of the time would be like, get in quick drag and we're going to make you dance or run a relay race or, or something like that or whatever. But like most of these are all like, we want you to get in quick drag. Now we want you to get in quick drag in less time. Now we want you to get in quick drag with less time with no mirror and less time with no mirror and blindfolded. And I'm just kind of like,
to do what?
I'm like, none of these girls. I'm like, because this isn't unfair. Because half these girls' makeup don't look good in the regular amount of time. So why you set them up to fail?
I agree. I'm kind of over the whole quick drag, whatever concepts and stuff. But I will ask you both, who did you think won this week? Because I don't think the person who won.
Yeah. So just to recap, the animals everybody had was a snake for Miranda.
Fitting.
Oops. We were all like,
the Brazil people who are in the comments. I'm already like on thin ice with you all. So
look
I like
here,
Miranda sometimes.
No, look here. I'm gonna put it like this. Let's keep it 100 to y'all Brazilian fans. We love y'all, but y'all watch us because we give y'all our true, real opinions. And in this week's episode, y'all saw it like we saw it. Miranda was not nice.
Don't play the game.
Don't sugarcoat it. Don't beat around the bush with it. She was not nice in this episode.
She really wasn't.
So the fact that she got the snake was fitting. Period. Argue with your mama. And I'm going to speak for David and for Eve. Argue with your mama. Don't come for us because we ain't saying nothing y'all didn't see. Period. Thank you. Love you. Go ahead, David.
But yes, Miranda was a snake. Shannon was a macaw. Hellena was a jaguar. Betina was a toucan. And Organzza was a sloth.
Interesting.
So, for me, being honest, winner should have been Hellena.
Exactly.
Agreed.
No question about it.
I'm like, she honestly was the one person that I felt like if you didn't know who anyone's animal was and you looked at them just unbiasedly and was like, what animal do they give you or what animal do they resemble? You would have gotten some type of cat or jaguar or cheetah or something like that from her before you would have been able to figure out what anybody else was doing. Even Miranda, who I was it Miranda?
She had like the scales and then she had like pieces of something like around her face.
Did she have like this stoning kind of thing across here? Was that Betina?
Yeah.
No,
that was Miranda.
Betina was Betina?
Betina was the toucan.
Okay, then no, it wasn't Betina. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because she had like she said she was like a Simpsons character.
Yeah. No, it was Miranda's. Even Miranda's wasn't bad. I still got that it was some type of animal from it. I didn't fully get snake, but it looks closer than any. Like those two look closer to the animal than anybody else's does. Everybody else looked like they just smeared makeup on their face.
Especially for me, especially Shannon.
I thought she had did her makeup and then they gave her a makeup wipe and said, "Okay, we're all done, girl. Wipe it off." And then she started wiping. They said, "Wait a minute. Oh no, wait. I forgot. We still have to keep going." And so she took it off and it's just smeared. And she's like,
wait.
What? But in all of that, what? She wins this thing?
Set up. That's production.
I was like, y'all, come on.
I'm like, ooh, that's production. Y'all setting this up for a storyline. Y'all are finna do something to Shannon. I already knew that was gonna happen. I said, y'all finna do something to that girl. And what happened?
Yeah.
Something.
Yep. Because I have pretty strong thoughts about how Shannon is treated this episode. Yeah.
I have very strong thoughts about the roasting itself. I feel like that there are parts where it just seemed like everyone's number, more so than, like, I'd say more than less, everybody's number dragged a lot. I just felt like everybody's number was kind of long. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because usually,
especially after watching Journey, where everybody had a very concise set and then it just felt so long, like each portion.
it made me think of the times when they would randomly do that with Snatch Games, where they were like, we're just going to have some randomly super long Snatch Game. And we're like, this isn't over yet? What? What? That's how I was feeling with
Philippines
everybody
season
today.
1.
Huh?
I said, hello, season 1 of Philippines.
Oh my God. I was like, wait, why is this still going? Why is this still going? Why haven't they called time on anybody or anything? Because they had to cut what they called Betina. They called time on Betina and said that she was going over, she had hit her time or whatever. I'm like, so nobody else did? Because I feel like they went longer than she did.
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about it.
Same here.
That was not crazy at all. And it was also one of those things where it pushed the whole episode super fast. Like we had like a little mini Emmy moment with Organzza, and then after that it went right into it. Like half of the episode hadn't even happened yet, and we're already at the runway in the challenge. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those kind of episodes. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. It's always weird when you get an episode like this that has kind of odd pacing.
Yeah, that's how I felt. It was just very it was very rushed at the beginning and then very drawn out at the end. And I was just kind of like, I'm very confused as to why this was framed this way. I'm like, honestly, I feel like that there was a little bit more time given to the mini challenge than usually given to it. And I was kind of like, why is this taking forever? You know what I mean? When they're supposed to just paint their base in like 5 minutes. I was like, but the challenge is taking 10 minutes. What's going on?
Well, there was one thing I was glad that they kind of rushed through, because I say it every season, but the artificial drama that comes up over somebody picking the order that people are going to go in the set, like, it really doesn't matter that much. But they did not spend a lot of time on that. Shannon, since she won the mini challenge, she got to pick the order that everybody went in, and she decided to put the 2 people that she perceived as being weaker first. So she made the order Betina, then Organzza, then herself, then Hellena, and then Miranda. So you could tell a couple people were like, your reasoning there, because she was so obvious with her reason for putting them early. So I could understand why they were like, okay.
But at the same time, this is something that I always go back to thinking, and this is something that I think every contestant needs to always go back to thinking. You are in a competition. Unless it is a 1 in a million chance and your name is Monet Exchange or Trinity the Taylor, she done by night, you are not going to tie with anybody there. So please stop being worried about what someone does and if it was or against your detriment. Because I would be the type of contestant, if anybody accused me in any way, shape, or fashion throughout the competition of doing something to sabotage them, I would agree. I would agree with every single thing they said. Think like, you actually wore that awesome pink outfit on the runway because you saw my pink outfit and thought that yours was going to be better. I'd be like, yes, I did. Because I want to win.
Me.
I'm like, yes, I did. I would completely lie. I'd be like, I sure did. Absolutely. I was like, yep. And they were like, oh my God, I can't believe that you learned how to paint your makeup so fast so that way you could just do your makeup fast and everything. I sure did. I timed myself. I went online and I found out how fast it was. You could do your makeup, and I made sure I could do it 5 seconds faster because I need to beat you. I'm like, I want
get in their heads.
I want more contestants that are like that, because the it's weird because production as well as the fandom will almost punish girls for doing that. Like if a girl comes in and she's determined to win, they will make her out to be the like.
Yep. It's like, we got to humble you.
Right. The most stuck up or the meanest or the more, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like you have to make yourself look well-rounded for the show for it to really pay off the best for you. You can't, you do have to play the reality TV show part of it as well as the competition part of it. You can't go into it just thinking it's like the Super Bowl and you just need to win. It's like you actually do have to make it look like you're having friends with some of these people. Otherwise, they won't let you stay there and win. And I'm like, it's okay. I don't like my mom said. I'm like, I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to win. Because the girls will say that they were like, I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to win. 2 minutes later, I think I made a friend in this new da-da-da. The balloon!
You did it.
Like 2 minutes later, they'll be like, I think I made a new friend with da-da-da. I'm like, what happened to no friends?
Right?
Giving up so easily.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, the episode moves on past this. We do see some rehearsals. I don't have a lot of thoughts from where they were rehearsing in front of Bruna and Greg. The only thing that I really took away from this was Bruna's really good at giving advice. I really liked her in this segment.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, I remember we've said before that it really benefits the contestants most when they're getting critiques from people that are like in that field of whatever they're doing, whether it's they're acting out a scene or they're, doing lyrics for a song or something like that or whatever. But you do end up having those people that don't necessarily have to be connected to the scene, but still know the basics of what it is you're trying to give out. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't have to be the best comedian or the most known comedian or whatever in the world, but she knows what's funny. You know what I mean? And like that's I feel like that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it kind of makes sense since she's going to be the audience anyways.
Right.
She knows what's funny to her, and she's one of 4 people that you've got to appeal to. And well, half of the people are right there because Greg is there. Greg didn't seem to offer as much advice throughout this portion as Bruna did, which is fine because they hear enough from Greg. I was glad they got to have that kind of almost one-on-one, even though Greg was there with Bruna. So
yeah, I will say for me personally, I feel like they probably needed some more time with her because folks were. I don't think a lot of the girls got the concept of what a roast actually was. They were just burning each other at some points. At some points, there wasn't any little light toasting with a little bit of a joke. It was just like scorching flames of hell, fire burning. I was like, "Woo, okay."
But no bombs, at least.
At some point, huh?
No bombs, at least.
Man, I was like, am I supposed to laugh? It was a lot of awkward silences and eyes. Like, it was a good amount of those.
Yeah, I was very like, these are scathing a little bit scathing, a little bit like, oof.
I'm sitting over here like, is this the roast or the reading challenge, girl? What's happening? Like,
I know. I mean, I me and David were talking about this before. And the cardinal rule that you don't like, David. I was just like, I agree with you. I didn't. I think if I'm participating in a roast and I've given permission for people to roast me, even if it's flames and even if it's scorchers, it's still a roast, right? So I'm not gonna sit there and look at you like, how dare you? How dare you say that about me? This is a roast.
one of the top 5 did not get that memo.
Nope.
At all.
Yeah.
And I was ranting about that to Lana earlier.
Yes, that's what we were talking about earlier.
We'll get into that when the time is right.
All right.
But you talk about a death stare? I
Yeah.
said, Jesus. She finna meet y'all in the parking lot. Like,
meet me at 3
How
o'clock.
about that?
Baby. 3 o'clock. How about meet me outside? How about that?
both.
Got 'em. Pop. 2 pieces of biscuit. Pop. Bam. But yeah, I was very shocked. Very shocked. But yeah, I do think they needed some they needed to more time with Bruna. Yeah. I felt like so she can really guide them and direct them into where this needs to be instead of just saying, I mean, you know how when you shade somebody, just do that. Just do that, because that's what that is. I'm like, is it though? Is it just shade the whole time, or is it more? I feel like it should be a balance.
It's more like a shade sandwich.
Yeah.
It's like you throw something in there that seems like it's going to be nice and cute, and then you go ahead and hit them with the undercut. And so what happened was you had a lot of people starting out the joke already undercutting them. Like, you're so this, or you're not this, or you can't do this. And we're thinking, okay, where's the joke part gonna come in? And then it just gets deeper. They're like, and you can't do this and your mama smells. And you're like, oh,
oh no. Like, oh no, not my mama.
I'm like, oh, I didn't go to, no. Okay. Like, sorry for you and your mama.
So, after their little talk with Greg and Bruna, they go back to the workroom, and this is where we have our, I guess, a little bit of an Emmy moment, but it wasn't as well. It was an Emmy moment for sure, because Miranda was talking about how her right arm is pretty much not working, and in a few years it probably won't work. She was burned.
Yeah, that part like surprised me. She talked about how her face was burned and her nose was basically burned off, so she's got like nose. Yeah, she had to get a new nose. And I'm like, okay, well, whoever did that like plastic surgery for you, they did an incredible job, because I never would have guessed that. But yeah, that's tough.
When she said that, I said, oh, that's why they all go to Brazil to get work done.
Because somebody know what they doing down there.
Miss Miranda went down the corner from her house and got that nose. I said, you better work, bitch. She said, I don't have to worry about being laid up in no hospital. I'm going to just go right back to the house. Go ahead and pop it on real quick. But I'm going to make it do what it do.
It's done? Okay, thanks. See you later.
And then Kay was in the next room getting her BBL reinflated. All of that. But no, yeah, I was like looking at, it was very much one of those things that you would not have known if that was not something that she told you. So it was one of those things already that was kind of like a, whoa, okay, you've got a past that we didn't even realize. You know what I mean? Like it gave me a little bit more empathy for her. I mean, it's almost one of those kind of things where I'm like, I wish you would have like
started with
the challenge. Did the challenge and then came with that, because then I would have been like, I don't know, afterwards, like hearing all that, I felt bad for it, and then seeing her the challenge, I was like, wait.
They've been doing this a lot. I think it was last week or maybe a few weeks ago. There was an episode where I was kind of annoyed with Organzza.
Yeah.
And then they talk about her brother, and I'm like, you're making it so I can't hate her.
It's like, they
do a good job of humanizing these people.
Right, because you're like, I'm annoyed with you, but then I sympathize and empathize with you. So it brings me back to full circle to, okay, I guess I can tolerate it and deal with it. I remember that episode, and I was like, yep, I don't know why they put the villain stuff first. Like, they make us be like, I don't like this girl. And I get, oh, that's so sad. Oh no. Oh, why don't I feel bad? Now you make me feel bad for not liking her. It's your fault. You did that. Production, you did that.
Trying to redeem people and stuff.
Right.
That's what we have all stars for. Let us hate them right now.
Let me be mad. Let me be mad and be like, I can't stand them. And then when they come back on All Stars, and then they have their redeeming qualities, and be like, I like her now. This is so great. They're not even letting us have that.
Right. We're not gonna be like the crazy US Drag Race fans that like are gonna send hate to them or whatever because that like we didn't like them or whatever on this season. We just know in that season we did not care for them.
No. But then they came back and then they were so great. We were like, I love them. How wonderful. But
I feel like that's happened with me with a good amount of girls, and I'm just kind of like, it's a drag queen told me once, they were like, drag isn't serious. It's just drag. Like, you just have to look at it like it's serious, but it's not serious. It's just drag. And I feel like that Drag Race fans, a lot of Drag Race fans don't partake in a lot of drag in their scenes and in their areas and in their communities. And it's not something that they grew up or was already acclimated with before it became a big deal on Drag Race. So they don't know how to separate the competition out of drag. So it's like they don't see Drag Race as it's just drag and then this is a TV show. they see it like how RuPaul says it. It's like the Olympics of drag, and like I'll even have friends now that have that are like straight or don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race or don't know that much about RuPaul's Drag Race, but they know of drag because of RuPaul's Drag Race. I'll tell them I'm doing a regular drag show or something. They'll be like, "Oh, I hope you win," and da da da. And I'm like, drag is not always a competition.
Sometimes it's just a show.
Yeah.
Just a show.
Yeah, exactly.
A TV show?
No. Just a show where I'm performing.
It's one of those things where
That's
it's
so
like
crazy.
once you do put so much emphasis on it, it almost like takes the fun out of it. You know what I mean? And like I feel like that's one thing that differentiates a lot of the past seasons from the newer seasons that we're watching now is so many people are so, well, I need to come here and act a certain way because I don't need the fans to treat me this way, because if I say something wrong, then the minute I do, then they're gonna damn me, and then I won't have work when I get out, or people are gonna try to dox me, whatever. And people aren't just like going on there enjoying the show to enjoy the show. Like the little bitty things now that the fans go upset and crazy over, I'm like, oh, y'all didn't watch seasons 1 through 6. I can tell you now. Cause like Raven sitting up in season 2 and telling Tatiana her book was shit, her outfit was shit, she was shit. Like girl, that would not fly at all right now. The kids would be trying to burn her house now. But it's like part of that is part of the show, girl. That's part of what they signed up for. Like it's sit back and enjoy. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Right. And so then after we get Miranda's moment, it kind of took a twist and a little shift in the atmosphere in the workroom between Organzza and Shannon. And I was like,
well, there's a catalyst first. We don't want to. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about the catalyst.
So this was kind of interesting to me because we have Betina speak up, and she's like, I really just like I'm nervous about these roast things because I do not like mean girl like catty culture, and I'm like, really? Have you looked around the room? Because we've gotten kind of some catty comments throughout the seasons from a lot of these girls. And really, Betina is the person that has kind of stayed away from that aspect the most of everybody. And so that's what kind of spurned on conversations with Organzza and Shannon.
Yeah, she said that, and I was like, she said that, and I thought of a very old faithful TLC song. It's called "What About Your Friends."
What about your friends?
Because they like it.
They like it a lot because they thrive off of it.
Right.
It was. I was like, oh, you don't like the catty comments and the mean girl aspects of it all. Looks around the room. Everybody feel this way? No, because they all do it. They don't feel this way. They're like, and Shannon and it was Organzza said something like, I don't feel like it's that, people are being mean. It's not a mean girl thing. Something of that sort. And Shannon was like, what do you mean? Like, you are one of the meanest people. Like,
and she shaded her talking about how Organzza pointed out how Shannon was to Dallas in that puppet part, which I clocked it at the time. I'm like, that seemed a little mean spirited from Shannon. But then Shannon got defensive.
Shannon, I've noticed, would do most of her crap talking in the confessionals. It's the minute they get back from the workroom or they get back from the runway or something like that, and she's already talking about how somebody's outfit was garbage and how she should have been at the top and all this other kind of stuff and and then won't say no words of this to these girls' faces. And I'm like, okay, girl, I see you. I'm like, you do realize this is a televised show. This is being shown to the general public. The people you're talking about will see this. So it's cute. Like, if you're doing it for TV, it's cute doing it for TV. But for you doing it only back then and then not sticking up like in front of the girls and acting like you're a real one in front of the girls, it did make you look two-faced. So it's like,
and Shannon was like, Organzza, you're always shading people. And Organzza's like, but I do it to people's faces, doing it to your face right now.
That's true.
It is true.
She will do it to somebody's face. I was like, it is very much a pot calling a kettle black, but like, yeah, she at least will be up in front of these girls' faces and say it.
Yeah, Hellena too. Hellena was very mean to Dallas, very mean to NASA, and I'm like, but I will say this about Organzza. She does everything that she has said in her confessionals. Most of it, she just said it to them girls. Like she just said it to their face and in the workroom, and was like, "Look, I'm gonna tell you how I feel. If you don't like it, it is what it is." And I'm like, I would respect somebody if you go shave me to my face, so we can go back and forth and we can have banter back and forth. Then you behind my back, and then I gotta wait to 3-4 months after it's over to watch the show back and see that you what? Oh, now I got to put you in the group chat or call you or Instagram DM you like, oh, why you have to say all that? Like you couldn't tell.
I hope they're all doing okay right now.
because they were.
And she lucky she got away with that Organzza. To be completely honest with you, girl, because if y'all were living in the United States, you would find out how well, thumbs up. You would find out how what's her name? You would have found out how Shannon felt about you off of Roscoe's girl. You just found that online when the rest of the general public did, when she just started reading you with all the other girls, and I would have been like, y'all could have had this taken care of now before now all of it spilled out into the world.
Right, but so then after we get that's pretty much it. That's the Emmy moment. That's the talk about town, and then we go right into the runway. Yep, there we go. It did it. It said it. And we go to the runway.
Hello, girl. Why your base look like chalk?
Not your base look like chalk. Wait a minute. I'm gonna move us. Yeah, that's better. Like that one better. There is Greg. I don't know if I like this outfit. I think this is my least favorite outfit or look from Greg this season. I was like, oh.
It's still good to me. Like, not as extravagant as a lot of things worn, but I think it's like simple and good,
It's okay. Eve, no. Yeah. You agree with me, David?
It's something. It's not horrible. But I like parts of it. I don't like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm really not crazy about those feathers in the middle.
Yeah. I think that might be the feather. I don't know. All right. Well, we're going to go to the drag shade of Brazil. Here we go. Ooh. Yeah. So these are what they wore. These are what they did. We want to get into the show of it all. Shannon got to pick the order for winning the mini challenge, and so Betina went first, Organzza went second, Shannon went third, Hellena went fourth, and Miranda ended us off. So overall, what's your overall thoughts? And you can do individual if you want to. Start with you, David.
Yeah. Okay. So overall, I thought everybody was decent. I was not blown away by anybody though. So that was kind of interesting for me. But for Betina, I like that she had like the theme of like her sensory whatever is going on there. I thought that was a good thing to lean into. So I actually really liked hers. I thought she was one of my favorites for sure. And you could tell the judges were eating it up. And it was pretty much immediately in her first set that I noticed, oh, Miranda's over there mean mugging every time she's brought up, like angry looking face. But then we moved on to Organzza. I thought she did really well. Like I really didn't have any complaints about her. I don't think there were a lot of individual moments from her set that stood out to me though. So that might be the only thing that would hold her back in the rankings for me. But then we moved on to Shannon. I really liked how she interacted with the judges. I know they didn't like it based on their judging later on, but I thought it seemed like very natural and off the cuff, like her trying to get them to tongue pop, and then when Greg was like, I sing and sang instead, and she's like, well, I lost. I thought that was really funny. So she was actually one of my favorites, which I'm sure is a hot take. But then Hellena, um, I thought she was good as well. Um, I think my favorite part was though when she said that she acted excited when they announced Junior as the guest judge, but she didn't know who he was because let's be real, that's what happens a lot on Drag Race, I think. Um, but then we see Miranda get up, and then she complains in the confessional. I guess 3 of the 4 girls referred to her as ugly, so I guess that's why she's mean mugging everybody. Um, but Oh, my favorite part from Miranda's set was when she compared Junior to Diva Moore, and all of the other girls, like from the sidelines, they quoted her verse from the first episode where she says, "Mama Roo loved me." I was like, "That's a good callback." But yeah, I did think the back and forth between Shannon and Miranda was a little awkward. Like it seemed like a lot of people were doing that back and forth, but I don't think Miranda really volleyed off of Shannon there, and it just made things uncomfortable. So, but overall, that was my thoughts. Yeah.
Eve.
Okay. Well, in a succinct way of saying things, my favorite happened to be my least favorite out of the top 5 that's even left, which is kind of weird. I liked Betina more, or I say most, out of the 5 girls that are left, even though I've never been the biggest Betina fan, and I as well did not think Betina was gonna make it this far, but she surprised the hell out of me. So I mean, what can I say? I'm sitting at home. I liked Betina's look. I liked Organzza's look, and I liked Miranda's look. I thought Helena's look was kind of plain. Um, it was cute. It was just like an all leopard print, or like all zebra print 3-piece. So I was kind of like, okay, nothing crazy special about that or whatever. It's cute and it's kind of unique because it's a 3-piece and it's a print, but it's not like super super unique. I like the short hair on her though, because it gave me like Toni Braxton vibes. I was like, come on, Toni.
Mm-hmm.
I did not care for the hair that Shannon had on, nor her dress. Her dress was giving me very like Wish, very Shein dress, just like something that cost $19.99 off some hanger. And then the hair wasn't really my favorite with her. I've seen some stuff where her taste level has been a little bit questionable for me, but she's had some like recent runways where she really pulled it out. I feel like this is a little bit of a step back, especially given off of what she wore on the runway for this challenge. I feel like that eclipses this little thing completely. You know what I mean? Um, I liked Miranda's look, but like, yeah, like since the minute like Betina started talking until Miranda got up to like say anything, she just sat there the entire time, just like just looking mad, like very mad, like someone cussed her out before they went on stage, man. Like, hey, your mom is ugly, and then they just went on stage, and she's sitting there like, they said my mom was ugly. Like that's how she was up there like the John Wick of drag. She was like, I'm gonna fight y'all, all find where you are and murder you because y'all killed my dog. Like that's how she acted. And then when she got up there, the downside was the fact that it seemed like almost she was so mentally wrapped up in getting the girls back. You know what I mean?
Getting my look back.
Mean spirited, didn't it?
It was just a lot of insults and no real jokes. And then same thing with the whole interaction between her and Shannon. That was just them almost like that was pretty much them just like PG version of cussing each other out back and forth. Like there were no jokes. They were just like, well, you look like crap. Well, you look like crap. Well, you look like crap. And I'm just like, oh, okay. This is is there a break? Do I Do we have an intermission of some point? Can we have like the happy dancing clowns? Something to liven this up. It was a very the roast was burnt. That's all I gotta say. It was burnt. There was a little bit of juice in the wing with Miss Betina, but the rest of their roast got left in the oven too long.
Yeah, I have to agree with pretty much everything both of y'all said. That my Betina, I think she just stole the show for me. I was like, she started it out, and like Junior said, the bar was so high, everybody had to get to that level, and I don't think anybody got there. I think it was. I felt like I liked Organzza. I thought her set was fine. It was a little rushed, but not to the point where I didn't understand and I didn't laugh. I did laugh. I thought she was funny. Shannon, I thought hers was. Shannon gave me lounge singer vibes. Like I thought she was like a lounge. Her comedy would be related to like a lounge singer, just like hey girl, yeah, just like I'm just talking to you, honey. That's all I'm doing. I'm just talking to the crowd. She's the MC, and she would crack some jokes.
That's kind of how drag shows are. Like if you go to a drag show, like she felt like the MC, the host of a drag show, just bantering with the audience.
Exactly. And I'm like, was what her routine felt like to me. Like she was the MC. She's gonna crack a few jokes with the audience to get them warmed up for the next act. And I'm like, but that wasn't what the assignment was. You weren't supposed to be the MC. You were supposed to be the actual
act, right?
The act.
Yeah, she was acting like she was a transition between the acts as opposed to being the act.
The act, exactly.
She was the intermission.
She was that intermission.
Like she was the intermission.
She really was, but I didn't hate it. I just was like, okay, it's all right. Hellena, I felt like she was just zooming through everything. There was no break. We didn't know from the beginning to the punchline. Like it was like to the next joke. Like it was here goes a joke, here goes a joke, here goes a joke, here goes a joke. And it was just like no breaks. I was like, girl, breathe. Where am I supposed to laugh? You're not giving me any room to laugh.
And it's funny because she was one of those people that would like do those things and then she'll laugh and stuff her own joke after she's already rushed through it.
Right.
And we haven't even processed what the joke is yet, but we just know that she just said a whole bunch of stuff instead.
and we're like, she threw pants out.
We're like, wait, what's funny?
Where was the joke? I mean, that's when you be sitting with your friends like, what she say, girl? I ain't hear what she said. What she said? What was funny? I'm just gonna laugh when everybody else laugh because I don't know what she's saying.
Right. It's very like yeah.
We'll talk about it later. I don't know what she said, but that's how I felt. That's how I felt about her. And then Miranda, she was funny, but she, like you said, it felt very mean. It didn't feel like ha funny. It felt like ooh funny. Like oh girl, I'm glad you ain't talking about me because
right. It was very much one of those I'm glad you're not talking about me kind of vibes. Like yeah.
That's what I felt. I was like, I'm glad you weren't talking about me because it was interesting. But so we'll go to the runway because that's what it is. The runway. The category is glitter glam. Glitter glam, everybody. Glitter. I really like glitter. I was excited when they were like glitter glam. I was like, oh, we're getting a lot of glitter.
Eve.
Glitter glam.
There we go.
Yeah, love it.
Tragos.
Speaking of just stepping up, as stepping her pussy up, Betina has been stepping up her game in the last 2 weeks, and actually the last 3 or 4 weeks for me. I've been very, very impressed by her. Mm-hmm. And in this look here, I loved it. I thought she ate her makeup stupid good. Like, what? This glitter ball rock. I don't know. But I just know when she walked out, I was like, she's giving me who she is. She's giving us her point of view, her drag style, but she's giving it in the category and the theme that they asking for in a very cool way. I kind of loved it.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of insane to see like her trajectory this season, because she's had so much upward momentum. Like just to remind you, she started out bottom two, then she was low, and then she was safe for 3 weeks, then high, and now she's had 2 wins in a row. Like you cannot go any more uphill
Not you
than she.
spoiling it before we even
Oh,
started it. Oh my
oops,
god.
sorry.
Oh my god,
Um,
David.
But this looks expensive. This looked like the most expensive thing on the runway this week. And like you said, she like really married this to her own style. So I appreciated that. Her eyes are insane. Like those lashes just popping out and the contacts really makes it like emphasize even more. Yeah, this is one of my favorite looks of the season.
Yeah, I rag on Miss Betina for her David Bowie type aesthetic. I ragged on it before because I didn't fully think that it worked with every type of runway look. Like every type of runway look, we know you're the rocker girl, but you'll need like David Bowie for every one of them. This one was one I was okay with. That's what I was very okay with. Even though as well she's kind of giving me the mom from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh, okay.
Like the mom from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody in the future. But I like it. I think that it's smart. I think that it's very strong and elevated. It does look expensive. It don't look like a cheap outfit or a cheap bodysuit at all. Dare I say, this looks like something that would have been along the lines of a certain other contestant that was on this season of Drag Race Brazil, if, in my opinion, they would have a little bit better taste. Dallas DeVille. But yeah, no, I like it. It's funny though, because even with the look and with the hair and everything, it's almost giving me like Fifth Element. I'm getting Fifth Element from it. And so I liked it. I don't know if she was trying to fully go with like a past meets futuristic look, but I feel like that's what she ended up achieving, and it just looks really well. It looks really well done.
Agreed. Scores.
I am gonna give her, Eve, can you do this for me? I'm gonna give her a 92.
Oh,
yeah. That's so harsh. It's so harsh. I am going to give Miss Betina, I'm gonna give her a 92, and I'm gonna give her some kilo balloons.
There you go.
I can't, man. I should have planned this earlier. I don't know what I did with it. Well, never mind. I'm just gonna
give her some fireworks.
Oh, yeah, Eve, do this for me. I'm gonna give her a 95.
I'm the new AI machine.
You are.
You're the new Dallas DeVille.
I'm the new Dallas DeVille.
All right, we move. Oh, we didn't go in order. It's Organzza.
Yeah, we really didn't go nowhere.
We ain't going to order at all. I thought we were going to.
We started with the third person, and now we're on the fifth person.
Organzza, what the hell is this?
Child.
No. When I say Brazilian followers, let me explain terminology that I've used before that you may not be familiar with, or you might be. They ship to international countries. Y'all might know about them too. When I reference drag or someone's drag being very mass produced and commercial, and I reference certain retailers like Shein or Fashion Nova, or think of like RuPaul's Drag Race when she said, "I don't want to see any H&M." Think of H&M that you can buy online for like party girls. That's what brands like Shein and Fashion Nova and things like that specialize in. This is a Fashion Nova dress. 350%. I have literally seen this on Instagram ads. Like this dress that she has on underneath over this black bodysuit is a 350% something that the girls buy to wear to the club in Miami or something like that or wherever. Like it's very that. The wig is the most interesting part of the entire thing for me. The rest of it I feel like was smart to do because of course it just let the rest of the body, like the rest of the outfit shine, the more sparkly parts, because you just need a black bodysuit. But the downside was because of the fact that it was so much black, I feel like that you didn't fully execute what the category was looking for. Like it's more black than glitter on your outfit. And then the glitter that we do see is from a dress or an outfit that looks like it's just something you bought. You know what I mean? So it was very, from what we've seen Organzza doing on the runway, this was the most underwhelming thing I've seen her do the entire season. And I was like, whoa. Because I personally didn't think she did horrible during her roast. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, she's not going to place high this time. I was like, she's not high and she might not be safe this time either. I was not a fan of it.
Yeah, I talk about it sometimes, but I feel like most queens on these different Drag Race franchises, they have at least one, maybe two looks that are their low priority looks. And we've seen such high standard from her. So this really felt like, oh, I guess I need to fill this category too. So I don't hate it. I think I probably like it more than Eve. Um, but I would have liked it better without the black bodysuit because I don't really have issues with the dress. Um, I haven't seen it online, so maybe that's why. And I do really like the wig, but if she didn't have that black bodysuit on, I think I would have liked it better if she had actually used like glitter all over her body. And we know she's got a great body, so I'm not sure why she didn't go that route. Um, but overall, I think it's good. It's just not up to the level that she's usually at.
Yeah, I ain't like it either. Um, I felt like the black bodysuit took away from. I really felt. I agree with you, David. If she would have just glittered her entire body, put on like even a black panty or bra, like panty bra thing underneath it with a like silver glitter, all like painted her whole body silver and glitter, and then had all of that. Cause like I don't even like the face mask on it. I don't like any of that. And I'm like, if you're just gonna do a small, simple dress like that, then you gotta do something to make the. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. The wig was the only thing that I really liked about this whole look. I'd rather her not. I'd rather her not have that face mask on at all, and just when she turned around, I was like, oh no, because we expect so much more from Organzza. She's been giving us really, really good looks. This just wasn't it for me. This just wasn't it.
Yeah.
Scores.
Yeah. Go ahead, David. Sorry.
I was going to give her a 79, which I'm sure is higher than you all, but
Yeah, probably maybe
definitely higher than mine.
Yeah, for me, unfortunately, it just really lacked creativity from what I've seen from Organzza previously. So I would give it a 60.
Oh, yeah. I love Organzza. She's on my team, and I don't like doing anything low for anybody on my team. I mean, I gave Aquarella really great scores because she was on my team, but I can't do it. I got to deny this. This is a 55 for me.
Sounds like I'm the only one who likes Organzza.
You're the only one who likes Organzza's look.
It sounds like I'm the only one who likes her, period.
Shut up, David. See, this is why Logan tells you to shut up every week. Shut up.
See?
David.
We're gonna tell Logan he was missed. We didn't have anyone to corral David.
Right, I'll do it. David. Shut up, David. Okay. Shannon Skarllet.
Shannon Skarllet.
I'll let y'all go.
Looking at I'm glad you put this back to back with Organzza, because I'll be honest, I gave this a lower score than Organzza, but now looking at it back, I should not have, because I do like this better than what Organzza wore. It's not my favorite still. I like the dress. I think I would like it better not for this category, because I'm getting more mirrors than like glitter. And but I guess that's kind of what Betina did too, but for some reason it worked better with Betina. My biggest issue though is I do like this wig. I just don't think it really fits with this dress. Like, it's just, there's nothing else pink on her, so it's just kind of a weird fit. I don't know. If she had done like a silver wig, I think I might have liked that better. But overall, she looks pretty good to me too.
I feel like I'm falling in line with Eve when Eve says, I'm very tired of the sculpted wigs look. And this sculpted wig is just not doing it for me. And I am now starting to get sick of sculpted wigs on anybody, because we've seen so many of them. And y'all, I watched the least Drag Race out of everybody here, and I am sick of sculpted wigs.
Yeah.
Tired.
It's very much like, like I was saying, like the drag community, especially through RuPaul's Drag Race, because RuPaul's Drag Race has become so much more commercial and it's opened so many new avenues for people that specifically work within the drag community doing things for drag artists. It's made an avenue for people being drag photographers. It's made an avenue for people being wig stylists. It's made an avenue for Drag Race girls to come off of Drag Race and come out with makeup palettes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, there is a market that's been set up off of that from Drag Race. The downside is the fact that if you have a lot of people that started off with drag from doing drag because of Drag Race, like you've got girls like all the way up to like Lemon from like Canada's Drag Race, and some other girls that were like, I started drag literally from watching RuPaul's Drag Race. You know what I mean? It's like, this is their Drag Race is their marketplace. And so what ends up happening is you end up having people all getting the same things from the same people. And then it ends up almost commercializing drag, almost taking away a little bit of the originality out of it. You know what I mean? Because like you all are saying, like with this wig, I think we've seen this wig on Skarllet from UK Drag Race UK, but it was in blonde. I think we've seen this on like
Skarllet from Down Under.
Was it Skarllet from Down Under?
Yes, and then Skarllet from US also did it.
A lot of Skarlets.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
There are Skarlets from all of those countries.
I'm about to say, who are these people?
But now
popular name.
It's been about like 5 to 6 different girls that have all done this in varying colors with the stones all on them, and it just goes in waves when it comes to a lot of these drag fads. Because like before this, it was the Marcel Wave wigs that were like super real, like thick and everything. That were very like Miss Bellum, very like well, not Miss Bellum because her hair is kind of like big afro-y, but you know what I mean. Very like pin-up, very like Betty Page kind of hair or whatever. All the girls had that, you know what I mean. When it came to corset designer by the name of Abraham Levi, who people in the drag community now have are not very keen with because he's come out to be very transphobic and stuff like that, even though girls still wear his stuff. Whenever you see any of those holographic looking corsets that look like they're like clear see-through, but they're like a neon color, all of those are Abraham Levi. So it's like every single drag race, like there's been at least 1 to 2 girls on every single franchise and every single season that's on one of those corsets. And it's like little things like that take away from the originality and what you're bringing. Like this doesn't really look overly original to me anymore. You know what I mean? Like even the dress itself just looks like a plain dress, and the wig is a wig that we've seen before.
Scarlet Bobo.
Stop thinking of Scarlets, please.
Shut
up, David.
but it's one of those kind of things that it sucks because it's like crap. You you don't want to end up falling into that trap where you're like, oh man, I'm doing what everybody else is doing. But at the same time, some of these girls think that they have to have these kinds of wigs.
Right.
These kinds of this for them to do drag. But it's like, girl, do you? I feel like that this looks like some stuff that somebody gave her. Like it doesn't even the dress doesn't even really fit her body wise for me the best. I wish that she had more padding on, you know what I mean? Because it just looks very up and down and stuff. And it's just, I don't know. I would have wanted something stronger. And also I always look at the fact that we are at what, top 5?
5.
Yes, girl, we're at top 5. You need to be. This is like you need to be pulling out Betina House like type stuff right now. You know what I mean? Like she did it well, saving the good stuff for last. This you could have wore this in one of the first couple episodes, and I would have been like, okay, cool. You know. Right. So yeah, I wasn't crazy about it.
Yeah, scores, y'all.
Just because I gave Organzza a 79 and I do like this better, I changed my score and it's an 80.
Okay.
Well, given the fact that I don't like this more than Organzza, and I gave Organzza a 60, and I don't think this ain't no damn better either, she can get a 62.
A
60 as well.
60 as well.
I'm a troublemaker tonight.
You are. I am going to match your 60. I'm going to say just tonight. I'm going to match your 60 because, I think I like it a little bit better.
Another 62?
No, just 60.
64 Zulane.
Hellena Maldita. Gorgeous. But we know that.
Yep. This was my second favorite of the night. I thought she looked so good. And this is another one, like it's giving me mirror, but I'm still getting that glitter effect. And I think it's because she had different colors for the mirrors. So you got like all these different colors kind of just like sparkling at you at different times. I really liked her wig. This is such a great silhouette on her. And that crown, I'm obsessed with that crown. It's like, I think it's my favorite part is the crown, seeing it in that mirror pattern. But man, she always looks pretty, and I have no problems with her looking pretty. So a very good job for her.
Yay. I'm going to completely disagree with everything that David just said.
Yay. Don't we love it?
We asked her many times before, but also at the same time, if the judges are okay with it, the judges are okay with it. But girl, this is you in another pretty dress. You pretty in another pretty dress. Again, girl. Like, I will say as well, I was a little bit taken aback over the fact that the category was like glitter, and I saw 3 jumbo sequin dresses, and I was like, that isn't fully giving me glitter. That's giving me sparkly, you know what I mean? But it's not giving me like, when I think of glitter something, I usually think of the sparkle and the aspect being a lot more finer and a lot more smaller, because like that's what glitter is, you know what I mean? So that's why I felt like I got pulled a little bit out of it with seeing everybody with these jumbo sequin dresses, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of like, it doesn't seem as, I don't know, it seems a little gaudier than what it need to be for glitter. It's almost like they heard glitter and they thought, okay, anything that sparkles works. And I'm kind of like, I wish I would have saw more glitter related stuff. Like in the Philippines, when they had their finale for season 2 and they did gems and they did that, you know what I mean? Somebody could have did something glittery and sparkly and been like, okay, gems just mean sparkle, you know what I mean? But I would be like, no, we want to see actual gems, you know? So like that was the issue I had with this. Is I really wish I would have saw more looks that were more glitter focused and not just sparkly.
It's possible the prompt they got was something different than what they ended up calling.
Or maybe it was a difference in translation or something.
Yeah, maybe the prompt was sparkle.
Right.
And then they came and told us glitter.
And if that's the case, then I understand that. Because that was just the only thing I was seeing, and I was like, I just feel like I'm seeing a lot of sparkly dresses. You know what I mean? Right. Like beautiful gowns. I will say that picture of her in the top right is eating everyone alive.
Yep.
My God. She looks like a goddess.
Yep.
Like full on like Hera, like goddess of like queen of the gods. Like she's like giving that. And I feel like that's something that I like from Hellena is like, yeah, I'll get frustrated with her being pretty all the time and stuff like that. But when she does pretty, she don't slip up on it at all. that brief will always be fulfilled correctly. So she was somebody that I considered in the middle for me this week.
I like this look. I thought she looked pretty, but we know she gonna look pretty. And you know what? I don't have no problem with her looking pretty. If that's who she is, that's who she is. Be pretty while you can be pretty, because pretty will fade. So be pretty as long as you can be pretty. And she was pretty. I like this dress. I love the wig. Love the hairpiece. She did all right with me. I was perfectly happy with this look for her. Scores.
86.
I will give her an 80.
85. Miss Miranda Lebrao.
Who does she look like, Eve? Look at that top right picture. Who does she look like?
Oh, Sasha Velour?
Yes. That's immediately what I saw when she came out. I'm like, Sasha, is that you?
I knowing the person who asked me the question, I was like, who does David think she looks like? And I was like, it's got to be somebody from Drag Race. Oh, it's Sasha. Because I was going to say she looked like the freaking end of like one of those old fashioned, like, what were they like doorbells or whatever, and like outside of Frankenstein's castle or whatever, with this big castle hanging out, you just boom, like that's what she looks like.
Child, she looked like an extra from Bridgerton for me. I was like, is she an extra in Bridgerton?
Your Hunger Games,
some medieval movies, some period piece when they're at a ball and she's standing in the background and watching the other people waltz. Yep.
Yeah. She's some elite bougie white lady. That's what she's giving.
Yep.
Elite bougie white lady.
But I do like this. I think she looks good. I like mostly from the neck up. As far as the dress, like I'm getting very much glitter from it, but the shape of it is just kind of like old lady. I don't know. Old lady from like the 1800s, you know?
Yeah.
I get what she was going for. I just wish it was more drag, you know? The actual dress.
I feel like the dress shape threw me off of everything, because I was like, why is it so big in the front like that? Why is that part in the middle, in her midsection, so wide like that? And then even when she spread her arms out and it was like the things on her arms, it didn't slim out that part at all. Like I thought maybe her arms down, that was just a lot of extra fabric. But then when she put it up, it was just weird. It just threw me off. I didn't really care for that part of the dress.
Yeah, this was one where, and given that I believe Miranda makes a lot of her outfits and stuff, given I think this is basically Miranda found a glittery fabric and let's make an outfit kind of a thing. The look in itself, I can understand that she's going for a specific like concept, like a regality, like a very queen, very opulent. I get that. It's just the way that the dress is made just doesn't look flattering for her. Like you all said, it does make her look old. It does look very medieval. It looks like the bodysuit that Joan of Arc would have wore under her armor. Like it's very it's not that exciting. And then silhouette wise and everything, it's just a very plain mother of the bride looking kind of silhouette. Like I'm just here in my regular dress, you know, like I mean, you could have added a real, like, is there a slit on the dress?
I don't see a slit at all.
No.
Like you could have had a slit.
It's so conservative, you know,
a leg off, you know, or it could have been sleeveless. Like I feel like that there were certain choices editing wise with this dress that could have elevated it to just give it a little bit more elegance to it, and I think that's the difference. I think the fact is it just isn't a very elegant dress. It's a elegant, like you're going for an elegant look with the headpiece and the face and everything, but the dress kind of lets you down a little bit.
Yeah.
There was a movie that came out last year called Women Talking. I don't know if you have heard of that. But she reminds me of like a yassified character from Women Talking.
Wow. Oh wow. Scores. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I sounded negative, but I do like things about it, so I gave it an 82.
You are so generous tonight.
I'm very, very. I think you gave all high. Every score has been higher than ours, child. Um, I keep thinking this is top 5. But then also at the same time, I take into retrospect this is top 5, and I look at all of the other contestants that have been up there with you. I would put Miranda on a higher side as opposed to a lower side, given some of the other like the other ones that we have. She would probably be like a safe for me, to be honest with you. So I would say 75.
I would say 72. 72. And that's it.
See, so you all did agree that Hellena was the second best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would.
Out of the 5, yeah. No, I would agree. I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Definitely. So we move to the judging discussion and the critiques. What do we think about the critiques? Because I was confused. Not gonna lie.
I mean, my favorite part of the critique was that dreaded question that they get.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's jumping ahead to talk about that.
You can jump right ahead because
okay,
there's really nothing else happening.
Right. So Greg asked them who should go home, and I have who everybody said. Which this is very interesting because we have 5 girls left.
Mm-hmm.
4 people get named as the who should go home.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, I thought the person that would get named the most was Hellena.
Yeah.
Especially because she had just been in the bottom 2. But we got Miranda said Shannon. So Shannon in response said Miranda. Betina said Shannon. Then Hellena says Organzza. And Organzza says Betina.
I'm like, you go stand in that outfit looking at Betina in that outfit and go say she should go home? Organzza, come on now. I would have looked right at Helena and be like, girl, you saying my name, I'm saying yours. I'm not going to do that to the person who's sitting there who look like $1 million while I look like I just got this outfit from Shein. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Well, see, it's because for me, what happened was all the girls basically said that most of all the girls went on the direct competition route.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that most of the girls went on the direct competition route, except for Shannon, who went on the petty route and was like, "Well, I'm just going to pick the girl that picked me," you know. But I feel like that. Organzza said Betina because she sees Betina as her main competition, especially with Betina just winning.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that most people would have said Organzza more than anyone else because Organzza seemed to have been, you know what I mean, like a clear front runner for a strong amount of time. You know what I mean?
But then she fell off though.
Yeah. And it's like, and I can see multiple people saying Shannon because Shannon's kind of been like meandering at the bottom. You know what I mean? It ain't really been like knocking everything out of the ballpark. So like it's understandable that everybody all said weird people. Because the ranking has just been, I feel like over the past like 3 or 4 weeks, that's just like flip-flopped. You know what I mean?
So
the scores are very close.
Yeah, so what you're saying is, Eve, ain't nobody thinking Hellena is no kind of competition because ain't nobody name her.
Exactly.
Period. Got it. Got it. Get it good.
I don't really agree with Eve's assessment that that's why because they all gave reasons. And a lot of them talked about them being weak in the competition, whether it was they started off weak, they've been weak recently, or their overall track record.
That's what they said. That's what they say.
Usually, if they are picking somebody for competition reasons, they will say it. Maybe not the Brazilian girls.
If they pick somebody for competition reasons, they'll say it. So that's why BB Zahara Benet sent Asha home on All Stars.
Oh.
So that's the reason why Pangina sent home Jimbo.
Yeah, that's different though. That's when it's different when you have the power to send somebody home yourself. But if you're asking who should go home based on who's the weakest, then
I think it's almost the same thing like what happened in the last episode of the last season of US Drag Race when they asked all those girls in the top 5 who should go home. And Lucy says Selena. And Selena was sitting up there like, well, you don't like this girl. You don't like this girl. No. Why didn't you say any of these people? Because at the end of the day, these girls will say whatever reasoning they want to say when they have to say this person's name. But that does not necessarily mean that's the reason why they want them to go home. I don't be believing them half the time when they're just like, well, I'm going to say because I think that you've been doing the weakest or whatever. I think they hate that girl. I don't think they think they're the weakest. You know what I mean? Or sometimes it can be that where they're like, well, I think that you might be my strongest competition, but then the girls was lying because they don't think that person's their strongest competition. They think somebody else is their strong. Like I still see it as a game. I see that as a game question. And I guess that's the reason why I always like interpret it more when she asks who's to go home, because when it comes up, a lot of times it does end up being everyone mostly saying the person who did the worst. But I do feel like that question leaves the door open for you to throw someone's name out just because you want to get them out. You know, but you can use whatever excuse you want to use as to why you said it, but it is a way to put on everybody else's mind. It's like The Mole almost. And like that was happening with the TV show The Mole, is like it was getting to a point towards the end where people knew certain people weren't the bad guy or weren't the mole or whatever, but they would throw their names out anyway just to make everybody else get off their game and be like, wait a minute, I didn't consider them to be weaker than this person. Maybe they should go home. Like I felt like it was some trickery afoot.
Okay. Well, my question though, just yes or no. Do you think that Miranda and Betina think Shannon is their biggest competition?
No, I think they want. I think they actually want Shannon to go home because they don't like Shannon.
Oh.
I think they want Shannon to go home because it doesn't have anything to go. Now, Betina,
yeah.
Miranda wanted Shannon to go because she don't like Shannon.
I could see that.
Yeah, because Betina was very upset in the
she felt
about. She was like, the second I said Shannon's name, I regretted it, and Shannon was like, but you ain't have to say it.
And Miranda probably in no way was thinking that. She was like, okay, this is a chance. She's already kind of lower towards the bottom or whatever. Yeah, let's go ahead and send her out home since she looks like she's doing the worst. And Shannon clocked that. That's why Shannon was like, well, no, I'm going to say you because you said me. Half of that was her being petty. But the other half, she knew she didn't like her. So that was the reason why she did. Well, she was like, well, I don't like you either, so I'm going to say your name.
Can we talk about the Untucked part? Because we have Shannon calling out Miranda, saying that Miranda said she can't carry the burden of the crown. That's hard.
That's what Shannon said to Miranda.
That was what Miranda used as the reason Shannon should go home because she can't carry the burden of the crown. And Shannon was not happy about that. Understandably so.
Wouldn't be.
I mean, and Miranda, even in her confessionals, was like, I don't think she'll be a good representation to be a drag race, to represent Drag Race Brazil. So, no, she can't handle the pressure, and I don't think she was the person to be able to take this crown. I was like, girl, what? How you gonna say somebody who made it to the top 5 don't deserve to carry the crown and has a win and can't like I was
as many wins as she has.
I was very gagged. I was like, wow, we using the deserved word now, who don't deserve to be anywhere when they are in the same position as you. I was shocked. I was like, Miranda, okay, y'all. I was like, production, what are y'all doing? Because y'all
she's in her villain era.
I was like, y'all made me not like her at the beginning. Then you made me give her sympathy and empathy in the middle, and now we back to not liking her again. Do you not want me to like this woman? Because I don't know.
I'm not gonna say the R word.
I don't know I don't know, but okay. But yeah, I was shocked by that.
I guess I put it that way, and I guess that's something too that like part of it is like something that I've noticed, but also at the same time, I'm like, if that's the way they are, then that's the way they are. But I will say that I have noticed that there's been a lot of instances during this season of Drag Race Brazil where it seems like that the darker skinned girls have been under scrutiny for being a little bit too
Much.
confrontational or too
Yep.
much, or someone thinking they're being too aggressive, or they're actively plotting negative things towards other people, or you know what I mean, or this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, I'm trying really hard to not say that is what it does optically look like it could be. I'm trying to put that bias aside and say, no, they are still all on a level playing field. They're not looking at each other in that way, but that is something to still keep in mind when it comes to competitions and when it just comes to life in general for darker skinned people, that they do get held to more of a standard of when it comes to being professional enough, being good enough, being this enough, being that enough. So that did kind of twinge me a little bit, like hearing that a white contestant or a white passing contestant was basically saying that they felt that a brown skinned contestant who did just as well as they have and has pretty much a good similar track record to what they have in the competition doesn't. It's not that they aren't. It's almost saying they are not good enough to hold that title.
Yep.
Not saying like they haven't done enough in the competition for them to deserve it. It's like it came off as like that person specifically is not good enough for this type of an honor. And then that of course will then all make you go, well then why? And if it's not something that can be based legitimately off of a track record or, you know, or because of this or if it's like I said, because one of those things where like we have been seeing a lot of negativity from Organzza and Shannon, if they just are very mean-spirited people and this, that, and the other, and we're not seeing all of that, okay, cool. We understand that. That's fine. That we get. But it's like, there's a lot that you don't see when it comes to these television shows and editing and stuff like that.
Here's the thing, though. I don't care if they're mean-spirited. If they are mean-spirited, then and you just don't like them, you just don't like them. But to say somebody does not deserve the title or crown because you don't like them, that's not it. Because they're at the same place that you are. They made it to the same spot that you are. Shannon has the same amount of wins that you do. How are you going to say she doesn't deserve the crown? Or then you don't deserve the crown. Nobody's going to take away your your success and you downplaying somebody else's success when they're the same level of success as you. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to me. So I don't care if they're mean. They can be mean. You don't have to like them. I don't have to like them. Nobody has to like them. But if they working their butt off and they doing what it needs to be done for this competition, then they deserve to be here. Everybody who in this top 5 deserves that crown. If whoever gets it deserves it. It doesn't matter. So I didn't like that she said that she didn't deserve it, and I was kind of taken aback by that part.
It makes me feel like how a lot of the Drag Race fandom was towards Lux or Noir London on her season, where she had made it all the way to top 4 and everything, and people were legitimately telling her that she was horrible at drag and didn't deserve to win and all this other kind of stuff. Like she didn't do a good job in the competition, and she didn't work her ass off in the competition, and most of that was all because of the fact of, well, we don't like the way that you say certain things, or we don't like your attitude, or this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, this competition does not have on its score sheet for you to win. You have to have this type. It doesn't have conduct on your on your.
Oh, this is not the time, balloons.
This is not the time.
Not the time for this. This is serious.
No, but like,
okay.
It's one of those things where it's like that's not part of the requirement for you to win RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, let's be completely honest, we've had racists win RuPaul's Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not having a specific code of conduct means that you're more deserving of the crown than other people are. This is a competition with those set game rules, and if you excel in those game rules, then you should win the prize at the end, and that's just how it should come down to it. You know what I mean? So like. Yeah. Overall, this wasn't my favorite episode for Miranda. For me,
no. And my question to Miranda, well, I guess you all will have to answer since she's a little busy right now. When she says that Shannon can't handle the burden of the crown, what is the burden of the crown?
The burden?
Because I think anybody who makes it
crown before, like, it's really heavy, girl. Like
anybody who makes it this far, they're gonna have very similar opportunities. is the burden that she has to find out where to put all her money?
Especially because of the fact that we can look at it this way and be objectively and say, let's say that Miranda or Shannon, neither of them end up winning. But let's say that Miranda and Shannon both get the opportunity to come back on another version of whatever. And then they come back and they actually win the crown. Okay, well then what was the difference? It's still the same, you know what I mean? Like they're still winning that crown that apparently you thought that they could not handle. It's like I don't know. It's like none of y'all have already won RuPaul's Drag Race before, so none of you know what quote unquote burden comes with this. Child, you don't know if you would be ready enough for to win this if you ended up winning it, you know? So it's like it's a bit of a haughtiness, like a bit of a nose upness that I don't like about that. Like it just really gives me like she really thinks she's better than the girls. And I'm just kind of like, ew, that looks bad on you.
Yep. I think Lana might be frozen. But should we talk about the lip sync?
Yeah, let's talk about the lip sync. We can talk about the disco ball versus what the hell was she? She looked like an unknown.
An unknown?
Yeah, no, actually what she looked like was, so there was a villain on, do you remember Batman Beyond?
Yes, of course.
So there was a villain on Batman Beyond named Ink.
Okay.
And they were like this standing, what looked like very malleable, like black, like
oh, I see
ink
it
type creature. Yeah. And they basically would like move, and they could like almost like Secret World of Alex Mack, like they could change their body into all different shapes and stuff like that, and move through different cracks and all this stuff, and just move around like how Ink does and stuff. Yeah, that was what I thought of Organzza's look after she took the skirt off and everything. I was like, she looks like an ink blot person or something. Like,
right, I could see that. But I will say, like, I don't know the name of the song, so my apologies. But I did, especially in the first half, I was actually thinking they were both doing well, but I was giving the edge to Shannon. And I think part of it was it's so hard to be successful in a lip sync when you have stuff covering your face because you can't get all the emotion. And so I wasn't able to fully like connect with what Organzza was doing. And it was really living for what Shannon was doing.
Yeah.
It did start to even out a little bit when they started playing off of each other, which I really appreciated. They had a few moments where they were like doing the splits at the same time, or they would do the dip at the same time. And it was like, okay, come on, give us a show. And I really felt like there was some sort of camaraderie there where they were trying to play off of each other and put on a really good lip sync so they could both be successful.
I will say that's become a little bit of a that's become something that the Drag Race and the production has started to catch on to. It's become one of those things sometimes when if it's two girls in the bottom with each other and they are bestest of friends and they don't want either of them to go home, they'll be like, well, girl, let's just put it all together like it's one performance and then see if they'll save both of us. They've been doing this so many times. And that was what I was feeling like. I'm like, it was very sugar and spice when they did that. It was very like, who was it? Philippines. It was Turing and I think Lady Morgana.
Oh, yes.
When Turing got sent home. Because they
spoilers,
did that.
Don't listen to
double
that
save. I think it was like a week or two before. And then when Turing and Lady Morgana happened, we were like, okay, this is a double save. And they still sent her home. And I was like, what?
The funny part was that Turing was like, we really need you to stay too, Lady Morgana.
I was like, child, what is happening? It was. I've noticed that, and it's been happening over the past couple of seasons. Because double Shantae's used to be, and maybe that's just because of the fact we have so many franchises out now. But double Shantae's used to be so much more sparing. Like, it wasn't even one of those things where it was once a season. It would be like once every other season or something. Then it got to the point when it was like once a season. Now it's like every season there's some double Shantae somewhere. It's like through the whole competition, like it'll be on the 3rd or 4th episode, and the girls will be like, "Are you worried about going home?" Well, hopefully not. Hopefully there's a double Shantae. Like they're like the girls are expecting that now, you know. And so like that's how I felt like this episode, this lip sync was ending. It was ending like they were going to keep both of them because I was like, they're doing too much stuff together. To the point too where it would make it, I feel like, harder to judge who did what and who did what, you know, because the entire performance itself was just good. But like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. They did their thing. They turned it.
I liked it.
Yeah, Organzza hopping around looking like an ink blot, and Shannon up there with splits and dips in a gown, child. It was cute.
I thought it was cute. I liked it. I was like, first of all, I was very sad that they were both at the bottom like that anyway. I was like, yo, I see what y'all trying to do, but okay. All right.
It's like a Big Brother season. Am I right?
But then they killed it. And for me, I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, this is one of the better lip syncs that we've seen on Brazil. Because they ain't been all that great. Some have been all right. This was one of the better ones. So I was happy with the lip sync, and then I was happy that nobody went home.
Greg almost got me though.
You thought, yeah,
she didn't get me because they did this 8 times already in the past 2 months over 5 other franchises, where they will put these 2 popular girls in the bottom, and then of course they'll call the non-popular one to stay. So we're all sitting here like, no, you're not going to send the front runner home, and then they keep them. And I was like,
it was what she said to her though.
Yeah,
she's like, you're gonna go home, and everybody's gonna be proud of you.
No, she said when you leave, because she never said go home. She said when you leave, everyone is gonna be so proud, but it won't be today. I was like, oh, girl, okay.
I think one of the things that's weird about that though too is the fact that it's like, it doesn't seem that much of a surprise now anymore, because even when it comes to the pacing of them announcing who the winner is and who goes home and stuff like that, you can tell when they start putting on these long pauses and stuff, or when the camera's cutting to 3 and 4 different people, that okay, it's not going to go the way that we think it's going to go, you know. And like, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but I still remember when RuPaul sat up there and let Candy leave. Candy was walking, like eliminated
Candy. Wait.
Candy was walking from the front towards the back, about to leave. She's 3/4 of the way back there, and Ru goes, Candy, wait, I don't want you to leave yet. Like little stuff like that. We're like, wait, whoa, because we thought she was gone. Like now it's just it's becoming a little bit more predictable, the little gags. I'm like, no, I want to get surprised again. Like, do like how Ru used to do, where she would like go do the whole competition and then get to top 5 and say, you know what? I've been criticized about sending my girls home too soon. I'm going to bring somebody back into the competition. Like stuff like that.
I would
like,
love that.
Oh my God, that would stress us out, but it would be the best TV. Like,
yeah.
I feel like RuPaul needs to go back to the old way of doing some of their production gags and stuff, because I feel like some of the new stuff is starting to run out, and I'm just like, I'm missing being surprised by this show.
I think who was surprised was production, because did you all see the preview for next week?
No.
Oh, so next week is a makeover challenge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And there was only 4.
There's only 4 people to make over.
Yep,
so they're gonna eliminate somebody at the beginning of the next episode.
I don't know. It showed Shannon being like, I guess we're gonna have to improvise this. My guess is they might make
the
Shannon and Organzza share a person.
That makes sense. But you want to know what's gonna happen though? They're gonna do that shit and they're gonna end up winning the challenge.
I mean, I would be mad.
They're gonna do that, and both of them gonna end up winning the challenge, and then it's gonna be Hellena and Miranda in the bottom.
Well, we'll see. And we have to do a draft update really quickly.
Update.
In fourth place is Eve because Eve is out of the competition with
It's
37.
me. I'm the problem. It's me. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
And coming in cute little third place is Team David with 39 points.
We love to David.
Thank you.
But right behind me, what on my tail is me. I'm second place with 40 points.
Yes. You want to know why? Because Lana is a firework.
Look, we got a budget for this.
We do. We got to upload this episode. But running away with it all, and I don't think he's going to get caught, is Team Logan with 79 points.
Still fully intact team.
Intact team.
Team Logan.
So that's the update. That's what we got. That's it. That's all. If you sat through this hour and 40 something minutes with us, you like us. You really like us. So you should subscribe and you should hit those buttons, all the buttons to say you support us because we support you. And you could follow us on all of our social media at The Cup Pod, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, because we are some funny people, as you saw today. We're hilarious. So follow us and see all of our funny moments. And if you just want to follow us on TikTok, on Twitter, the three of us on Twitter, our Twitter's down there. Our Instagrams is some of their in our names. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter because, we're cool. Why not? You should want to do that. And if you keep scrolling down a little bit, you can get your cup merch. I left my cup merch in my room. So, David, could you show the cup merch? Get your cup mug.
Just kidding.
Get your cup mug. And all of our other cup merch and all the other things that we have. And, check it out at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And that's it. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good night.
Yes.
Bye.
Goodbye.